Texas with the one and only Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing, and DAZN. First of all, I want to congratulate you, brother, on this partnership that you've created with you and DAZN. Nobody knew what to expect when it first started, but what you're doing right here is unprecedented and it's just beautiful. Give me a little bit about what it took to get something like this to happen and how you guys are changing the landscape of boxing.
So we've been working with DAZN for a long time across a lot of different markets worldwide. As a promoter, done a few shows in the US, had a deal with HBO, but really needed the artillery, the rights fees, the dates to try and build a stable. Timing came along, DAZN wanted to launch in the States, and it was great. I was probably a little bit naive in that I was like, I'm going to come to US, I'm going to smash everybody up, I'm going to take over, we've got this pot of money, blah, blah, blah. Probably underestimated, the skills of the other guys who wanted to hold on so tight. They blocked me, they tried to stop me, and it was tough. It was a real tough start where I was getting sort of turned down from fighters thinking, how can you turn down this deal? They didn't know enough about me, they didn't know enough about DAZN. Everyone was telling them it wouldn't work, everyone was telling them the money wasn't real, everyone was telling them Eddie Hearn's no good. And it's just taken us time and knocking down doors to the point now where fighters are like calling us saying, no, listen, this DAZN thing, this is really working. I'm like, I told you it was going to work, And events like last Saturday, they're the kind of nights that change the landscape, because I'm walking around New York this week, people are stopping me. Like, if I'm in the UK, everyone's talking about boxing, right? Yeah. People are stopping me in the street, not just about AJ, but every fight that we're doing. Here this week, Americans are stopping me. Oh, man, that fight at Garden, that was crazy. Like this, AJ, what's happening? Is he coming back? When's the rematch? So you always have to keep people talking. That night last week was so big for DAZN because it was everywhere, everywhere. I mean, it was good for subscribers and good for, bringing new subscribers. But in terms of the noise it made outside of the broadcast, that's unprecedented, and you can't buy that. So that's everywhere.
Dude, the card, we were there, top to bottom. Top to bottom.
That's always what I like to do, and I find that particularly the US promoters, they don't really invest in the full card, and it's like, sometimes the main event's not that great, and if you're asking people to pay a lot of money, whether it's a pay-per-view, whether it's subscription on DAZN, whether it's tickets, high ticket prices, you got to give them value for money. And as a promoter, all you ever want to do is everybody that leaves that arena has got to go wow, or wow, like not even thinking about, well, that was a waste of money. Like that's the worst thing that could happen. So we try and guarantee you don't have that mindset. And last week, I said last week, I want to give people a night at the Garden they'll never forget, and I did, but unfortunately we lost.
Certainly you gave us a night to remember, top to bottom, and obviously finishing off with the bang with the two guys, with the two big boys going at it, and everything happened the way it happened. Did we get some viewership numbers back yet? Do we know what we hit?
They don't really. I mean, I know that it was the third biggest audience on DAZN so far, behind the two Canelo fights, sort of on parallel with the Rocky Fielding numbers. I mean, I can tell you that it beat Joshua's last viewing numbers on Showtime for his UK fight, but you'd expect that because obviously, but it's it's the growth of the subscribers now. Another argument that fighters would have against us, or what they were told, was no one's watching it, your profile's going to die. Like now we're rocking in the same kind of audiences on those kind of fights as Showtime and stuff like that. So it's also a worldwide app. So you've got big viewership numbers coming in from Japan, Canada, Germany, Italy, Spain, Brazil, all the other markets as well. So they were pleased with it. And of course, now you've got the rematch, which is a monster.
Well, being that, we're here in Dallas, Texas, right across over there, we're looking at AT&T Stadium, Dallas Cowboys playground where Jerry Jones and the Cowboys play at, and having built up such a crazy momentum with this fight, and the anticipation for the rematch, having a global star like Anthony Joshua, having a Latin hero in Andy Ruiz, and then being in Texas, what do you think about bringing this fight over here? Because I know you want to bring it across the pond, Eddie.
I like the sensible thing to do is to have it in the UK, right?
And why is that?
Because I believe that would Anthony Joshua perform better in the UK than he did in the US? I think you probably have to say yes. We don't know the truth, but probably. Will he have a bigger advantage in the UK? Yes. But that crazy motherfucker, I spoke to him yesterday, and he's like, I think we should do it at the Garden. I'm like, why? He's like, because that's where it went wrong. He's like, I need to put it right, and to put it right where it went wrong would be the ultimate. I'm like, well, listen, I have to respect you. I said, but like, we need to win this fight. He's like, no, I know, but you know, my demons won't leave me until I put it right there. So I'm like, wow, listen, you got, you know, that's
a testament to his
character. It is
man.
massively,
I mean,
because I would say, no, we need the advantage. So I don't know which way it's going to go. Certainly from a team's perspective. The first thing I thought was get the rematch in the UK. And he's not decided yet, but he just said that to me last night. I was like, I mean, if he did it at the Garden and he won, like, his stock would go to a whole nother level.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Just to be able to come back here and run it back here. And you know, I've just been watching how he's been dealing with the loss. Oh, what a character,
he's hurting
man.
bad.
Yeah, for sure
like,
he is. He's a competitor.
He has a house here that he's renting, and he didn't leave it until Thursday. He didn't leave the house.
And the whole team's still here?
Yeah, they're all here. All his friends are there. I mean, they're not like, no one's moping around. Like, but he didn't want to leave the house. You know what I mean? And just finally talking to him, he went out, I think Thursday, went and watched some basketball, just like on the block, just like and he was like, you know, I love America, I love New York. And one of the things is, not everybody knows who he is. Like in England, he cannot leave his house.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, in Europe in general.
And I think in a little bit, he's probably a little bit not afraid to go home, but when he goes home, it's going to be like, it's going to be mad, you know. So he's really he's a fine young man, you know. Like he's hurting so bad, but. And by the way, the fire in his belly is like, it's burning, strong. But he's like, you know, he won. Like, and that's why, you know, with his dad in the ring after, he was having a go at people, including me. And he was like, Dad, it's me. It's me. It's no one else. It's me. I'm the guy. I take responsibility. We all believed he would beat Andy Ruiz. Did we underestimate him? Not really. Maybe subconsciously, did he? Maybe. But he won't underestimate him next time. But it's going to be a real tough fight. It's going to be a great fight. It's the biggest fight of the year.
I mean, we are definitely looking forward to that rematch. Are we still sticking to that November, December timeline?
Yeah, about that. I mean, look, we're coming into July soon. Andy's going to want to do his tours and go and see the Mexican president. And then I guess, like, end of August, start getting back into camp. And then, get it done, I think, probably November time.
Now, another one of your top prospect guys, an American guy, Devin Haney. Speak a little bit about him. Is he next in line for a title shot? Where does the WBC, WBO, WBA, who are we looking at? IBF, who are we looking at?
The WBC have ordered a final eliminator between him and Abdullayev, the unbeaten Russian. The winner of that fight will fight the winner of Lomachenko-Campbell. So he's in a great position. I mean, the only thing is with Devin, he's 20, right? So I'm like, and him and Bill are like, let's get Lomachenko now. I'm like, guys, like, the DAZN love you, the fans love you. America should love you and does love you, so let's just build this. We're ready. I'm like, okay. So, like I said in the last fight against Moran, it'll give us a good indication of where he's at. He passed that test with flying colours. Now we'll see against Abdullayev. If he flies that, it goes to that flying colours, maybe he's ready for a title shot. But unfortunately, our guy's Luke Campbell. We're hoping he beats Lomachenko, but we know Lomachenko is an outstanding fighter.
I mean, it feels like a bit too soon because we're talking about the top of the top. We're skipping number 5, number 4, number 3, number 2. We're going straight to the number 1 guy over there. If he's able to get past Luke, of course, Lomachenko is. Is it too much too soon a little bit for him, would you say? Or can we go a different direction with a different title?
He wants Lomachenko, but we'll see. You know, sometimes Lomachenko will unify and a title will become vacant. So it's all to see, but certainly Devin Haney has got as much skill and ability as I've ever seen.
Now, we're here obviously with the background over here, Ramirez and Hooker over here. Tell me a little bit about this, and where does the winner of this go?
Well, this is a marvellous fight. When you talk about momentum for DAZN, this is exactly what we need. And normally a quiet month in July. Hooker Ramirez, unification fight, WBO, WBC. Styles are going to gel into just a fight of the year, in my opinion. Here in Dallas, wanted to bring it near to Mo, you know, even though we know Ramirez has massive Mexican support as well. It's going to be lively. Styles should gel. You know, you've got Progress against Taylor in another unification. Hopefully the winners of these two fights can get together and we can have an undisputed champion. But for me, this fight, Hooker Ramirez, July 27, is a potential fight of the year. and they both wanted this fight so bad. Obviously, great to work with Top Rank to bring it to DAZN. You know, sometimes two different promotional companies can make it hard to make these mega fights, but we did it, and we can't wait.
Callum Smith. Where does he go from there? I mean, he seems to me like he's sitting at the top. But who's next for him? Who's next for him?
So we want Canelo. You know, Canelo's talked about him quite a bit, actually. Normally we should be the one shouting out Canelo.
Well, he fought his brother, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah. So he's a huge 168. I mean, he's number one 168 pounder, no problem. More, 6'5",
It looks like he's walking around about 200.
Yeah, but he makes the weight good. So he's a real contender. We'll see what happens with Triple G this weekend. Maybe Canelo, Triple G in September, or Andrade. But Callum Smith is right in line for those big fights.
Well, I know that you got to get ready for this over here, so I'm going to let you go. But I think we're going to catch back up later on, and we'll definitely be here in Dallas with you. Thank you so much for this, Eddie.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
All right.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you, brother.